Okay, so what's going on, people? It's been a while since I sat down and said that. I think even I realized it today, like when I was looking for my little camera stand thing here, it's still over there in the corner from when I shot the part of the live cop where I was watching the gumball show. Yeah, it's been a while since I did this. And I just finished up doing a little live earlier today. And I say little, which is a terrible use of the word because it was not little. It was 4.5 hours or something. But it was a really good time, and if you were there watching any of that, I do appreciate that. I know it's a lot to take in, but hey, every little bit helps, you know, as far as supporting things. Not just me, but the other dudes in there, hearing their thoughts, because we had a panel set up, and as usual, people leave to deal with their lives, and other people just kind of cycle on through. We had Pain82 in there for a good while, which is part of the inspiration for this video. We had Optimistic, he passed through for a while. Splash, I'm Drippy, even though I still hate that guy so much. But anyways, it was a good time, right? It was a good time. So now, as I normally do, I like to shoot a little bit of a video after or sometimes before the live. So that's why we're here. We're gonna look at these foams. I'm gonna get this recorded, hopefully uploaded, and then I'm gonna watch NXT TakeOver tonight in your house, of course. So that should be pretty all right. Haven't watched one of those in a bit, but without further ado, let's get to these. So, in no particular order, we're just gonna knock these things out real quick, not hopefully quick. Okay, right out of the gate, this is what we have here. The Abalone Foamposites, right? This is a one, you know, it doesn't have the big swoosh on the side, it's got the scent on the back and all that stuff. These were super expensive, or at least more so than I expected. I told the story before, so I'm not gonna tell it again, but I'll just leave it at the fact that I did not expect a $250 price tag when I got there, but as you can see, that's what they cost. Yeah. But they're really nice though, they are. And I don't know about you guys out there, but I like the foam smell too. It's just, I guess I'm just weird like that. This one, I feel like I talked about these before too, or maybe I didn't. Right here, remember these? The 20th anniversary foams that had that semi-botched release and it didn't really come out at the same time everywhere and nobody knew when it was going to come out, then it just did. Luckily, I was paying attention and wasn't busy at the time and I was able to get my pair for retail, maybe lower, probably just retail. But anyways, these right here, very nice addition to anybody's foam collection. Honestly, it's a nice addition to anybody with a shoe collection in general, just because of, I know I'm not normally big on the history of things, but you can't deny it, right? Some things are worth having for that reason. Some things are also worth having because they just look that good. Moving right along though, what is this? This is, oh, okay. Starting to think these are in some kind of order from that blue alias video I did a while ago. Haven't touched these yet. I'd really like to. That's why you can tell. Not more. Outside of maybe an on-foot thing. But the navy blue, no, midnight blue and gum bottom Foamposites, these, I wanted these for a long time. And I was waiting and waiting for them to go on sale. And they just kept not going on sale. And then when I heard that they had finally gone on sale, they were very low in my size. I was able to get them, but it was like the next day they were gone or something like that. So definitely a little bit of luck went into that one. So let's work these down a little more evenly. So what's going on in here? Let's see, this, oh yeah, I remember these. The optic yellow foams. This was maybe like my third pair or something like that. I wore these when I went to Iowa. You know, I got a lot of compliments, because, you know, black and yellow is a big thing out there on account of that whole Hawkeye thing they have going on. So these right here, yeah, I remember buying these while I was at breakfast with my family on one of our little family vacations because I didn't want to miss them, you know? I didn't really know if they would sell out immediately or what. That was around the time I was still learning that you don't have to buy everything when it first comes out because some stuff just sits a little longer. And this was definitely in the sits a little longer category. You can probably still find those for under retail right now. What's going on in here? This is, move this little thing out of it. Oh this right here, the eggplants. Man, like, this was one of those things where I was thinking I was gonna have to act fast, right? Because everybody was talking about these. I'm like, well, maybe I need to get on this quickly. So I got on it day one, made my order as soon as they went on sale through Nike. Of course, that's why this thing is in here. And that was it. I bought them, and maybe a couple other people did, but they did not move very quickly. And then I was in Foot Locker a couple days later, and dude was like, hey man, we got those, or Foot Locker or Foot Action? Foot Action, because I think Foot Locker, at least in El Paso, often didn't have foams, but Foot Action did. Maybe it's like that everywhere. But I was in there, and dude's like, hey man, we got these new foams, I know you like those, because I shop there a lot, so they tend to know what I like. And I'm like, oh no, I already bought them. I'm like, well, you know, I can get you a discount, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I had already bought these, and like, they're here. I was like, I don't want to go through the whole refund process and stuff. I was like, yeah, I get it, but whatever. I still ended up buying a lot of stuff through them later, so the money that I didn't save then, I more than made up for it. And moving on, we have these right here, the peanut butter and jelly foams, right? I actually bought these when I was on vacation to here in Virginia, because the mall up in Newport News, Patrick Henry Mall, if you're familiar with it, they had them in stock, because I saw them right after I got like a haircut or something. I saw them on sneakers, and it was like sold out. I'm like, what? I didn't even know those were coming out today. So I went to the mall, because like I often go to the mall, and they had them. They had them in my size, a lot of them in my size, I might add, and I bought them, as you can see here. And man, like, I don't know how these did as far as sales and stuff go later, but it's one of those things where I didn't want to miss out on it, and I was able to get a slight discount, so why not? Because again, that $230, that sucks. Like, it sucks, you know? There's not a lot else to say about that. Let's see, what do we have here? These are the habaneros. I can kind of see that through the paper because they're so vibrant. This was one of the last releases before I made my little venture over to the foreign land, and I gotta say, as soon as I saw them, I knew that I wanted them. The Foot Action people let me get a little sneak peek at these, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting these one way or another. It just sucked that like the release was like a week after I moved, and so I couldn't, you know, buy them there, so I bought them online later and all this stuff. But you know, I got them, they're in the collection, and I really do like that color, just the way it looks when you shift it around and all, because you know, it's well made. And I know there's another pair of foams coming up that looks similar, but they're more of a NYX colorway, so adding those to the collection won't be too bad, because it won't be like it's too similar. So speaking of similar, this is another blue foam. I have a few of these, I'm starting to see that now. These were my first pair of foams, actually, the University Blue. I remember somebody saying like, man, I'm gonna get these foams, and I just kind of hate that they're expensive. I'm like, how much do they cost? Like, oh, it's like $2. I'm like, nope, that is a lot of money. But I ended up buying them anyway, because it's like, the people that I worked with, they weren't trying to sell me on stuff. They were just like talking about them amongst themselves, you know, because they had mixed feelings. One person might think they're expensive, one person's thinking like they gotta have them, and it just kind of got my interest going. Well, you know what? Let me see what those are all about. So I ended up picking them up just to kind of see, and as you can see, there you have it. And finishing things off, that's a weird place to finish, but I guess it kind of makes sense. The one and only one of these in my collection, this here Foamposite Pro. I'm not a huge fan of the Pros only because I don't like that swoosh on the side, right? The thing, it just doesn't work for me. But I really liked these shoes, and so that's why I have them. I remember having to run down to El Paso, which is like an hour and a half drive from where I lived, because I won a raffle, run down there, picked them up, then I went back because I had to do something else like that night or something. It's like a 3-hour round trip for no reason, because these didn't sell out, at least not from where I lived. So I could have waited, but you know, again, it was in the learning phase. So sometimes you gotta have those bad experiences so you know what not to do later. And that's how I look at it anyways. And now we are done. We did it. We made it through, people. So thanks for sticking with me. That's going to be it for me for today. It's going to be it for me for a few days, I think. Right? Maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I think I got one to do, but I'm going to hold that off till Thursday or something. Because, you know, space things out a little bit. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. If you care to go back and watch that 4.5 hour live that I did earlier, do that. But I'll let you know the bulk of it is the first 40 to 50 minutes. That's when the actual recap was. Everything after that was just conversation because, you know, you get to talking to people. Also, Pain82, go ahead, follow him. He's got a crazy foam collection, and then these are foams, but he has all the variety, like all the variety. He's got player exclusives, all kinds of stuff. So you're gonna see some stuff you've never seen before, things you may be interested in and didn't think anybody had. He has it. So, all right, now we're good. Later, people.